Hey y'all, it's Joey here. We're doing another garden tour, and today we're looking at two gardens. We are at Alice Carlson's school garden, which we'll have a brief moment to look at. But what we're really gonna look at is this project right here. We're at a garden that has a lot of native plants in it that we'll take a look at. It's a master gardener project, so if you're a master gardener, I believe that you go through here and do a little bit of training here. It's also a monarch way station. So let's take a moment and go through. As you first come in, you're gonna see this first native. This is a beautifberry, or some people call it a French mulberry. It has beautiful leaves. It's very shade tolerant, or part shade tolerant. This guy has grown immensely, but it's well known for its beautiful pinkish, purplish berries. Great for wildlife as well as humans. Not a big fan, but you can eat it. Kind of tastes like soap a little bit. Lots of these trees. This is mostly a shaded out garden in here. We've got ourselves a conifer. So these are not berries, these are little cones. This is a well-known plant in the hibiscus family. It is native. Does well in full sun as well as part shade. Produces these beautiful red flowers. Sometimes you get a pink variety. I don't know if there's any other color variety. But hibiscus family, so these flowers are edible and they're very sweet. It's fun to take the kids through here and have them try these. Very, very sweet. And they'll create a little berry too. I saw a berry a moment ago, but if we see a berry, I'll point it out. None of them are ripe, but it's a pollinator powerhouse. Hummingbirds really enjoy it, as well as other pollinators. Got lots of salvias in here. Blooms are about done for the year. It is August, so it's hot, everything's drying out. We got some asters here. I believe these are asters. They'll produce a pretty daisy, kind of like purple whitish flower when the time's ready. And then up here, what I'm walking into, my 6'2" frame, is, I believe this is a Mexican plum. Looks like it's doing well in kind of part shade. It will get some full sun and some nice western sun, a little bit of shade out there at some point. But this one is doing okay in part shade. They do well in full sun though too. We have a nice water feature right here. That was the beautifberry, and we came in from the entrance over there. But this is always flowing water. It looks really nice, especially when it's August and you forgot to bring water. This is to remind you of how much you love water. Yourself some red yucca, I believe that's what that is. And then we have some lantana right here. Very cool. Mint family. But yeah, here's our red yucca. Attracts a lot of pollinators. These are the seed pods. When this dries out, it'll create lots of dark seeds inside this pea pod right here. So yeah, it has a flower stalk that shoots up, and it'll dry out and become very woody. In the springtime, I would say this is probably the highlight of the garden, this whole area right here. And that's because in the springtime, you got this full sun right here. You got tons of wildflowers, native wildflowers growing in this little meadow right here. And so what you're looking at is a lot of cone flowers, purple cone flowers, a lot of black-eyed Susans, a lot of bee balms, just a lot of wildflowers. And right now you can save the seeds. We've got ruellias here, and this guy likes a lot of part shade. So you're getting some part shade in the morning time, and it's gonna get some shade in the west here in a little bit. And it likes stream bottom beds, so you got this washout area. So that makes sense why that would be there. This is a fun one. It's a hydrangea. They're generally kind of hard to grow in Texas because it is so hot and dry most of the time. This one is in pretty much full shade all day long, and it probably gets quite a bit of water and quite a bit of love taken to it. Got coralberry growing all in here, and some nice signs. Some of these signs are pretty old, so a lot of them are just, you can't read them, or they're just missing. So this is a coralberry. It is part of the honeysuckle family, and so even though it is native, it has a sucker ability, and so it can actually take over a large portion of your garden. So they recommend a lot of pruning after it flowers, but it's well known for its pinkish purple berries that it produces. Wildlife really love it, from birds all the way to deer. Got a grapevine growing all up on this trellis right over here. Since it's August, it would have produced already its grapes and dropped them. This, I believe, is a Mustang grape, and so it's one of the native grapes that grows here. A very acidic and tart grape. Here's a pink variety, Turk's Cap. You saw the red one, which is more common, but then you'll get some pink ones. Got a shrub here called possum haw. It's gonna create beautiful red berries when the time comes. Looks like we're getting into more of the deserty area of the garden, so you're getting a lot more full sun, and it's gonna, yeah, it's exposed full sun from the morning almost all the way to the evening. So it's exposed in the morning all the way to the evening. We got ourselves a Palo Verde here, I believe native to the Sonoran Desert. It's got these gnarly little spines all in here, and it has a, ooh, it's got a, it's got bluish green bark growing. So when it's leafless, it can still photosynthesize. It's known for its yellow flowers that come out in the springtime, and it's super hardy, like it's a desert plant. So once it's established, it takes very little water to maintain it. So you can kind of let it go. There's just the one drawback is those thorns. There's a variety that is thornless though. In with these cone flowers, we got a swamp mallow. So same family as the Turk's Cap. It's in that Malvaceae, that mallow family, the hibiscus family. You see the flowers look very mellow, and then also the leaves as well. And then right next to it is that Turk's Cap. And then we got Greg's Mist Flower, which is a pollinator powerhouse. It can do well in full sun. It can also do well in part shade as well. More Turk's Cap. A lot of Turk's Cap. And then we get more of the Greg's Mist Flower. You get to see a little bit more of that flower. And then a part that makes me very happy, trying to grow food. It is August, so at this time everything is struggling, or it's produced and it's done. We got ourselves some peas, some beans growing, trying to grow. The tomatoes are still making it. We got a little red tomato right here. That's a fun little variety. I don't know what that is. And then asparagus growing here. Probably pops up in February or March, depending on the weather. Sends up little shoots before it gets ferny like this, and you're taking them before they start ferning out, but around maybe 6 inches and a little less. And then my favorite, yarrow. Stuff grows like a weed up in Nova Scotia, but it is native down here. Likes the shade, can do well in full sun as well. Just a quick walkthrough of this master garden pollinator station for monarchs and other pollinators. really cool place. You do have to get permission from master gardeners to come here, but it's a really cool place. And as part of a school, which is really awesome too. We're leaving the master garden area, and we're just gonna briefly look at Alice Carlson's school garden. We got ourselves a pear tree that produced really nicely this year. What I like about Alice Carlson is they got some drip line. You won't see that in many school gardens. That also just means that a lot of the beds are going to be much lower to the ground. And so that's going to be harder for some teachers, some students. But you get drip irrigation, which is fantastic. Got ourselves a beautyberry again, French mulberry. That's right. And then this was disappointing. This is an apple tree, and it produced really well this year. And I tried one of them. Texture was bad, but the taste was super sweet, the sweetest apple I've ever had, so that was really nice. Came back a few weeks later, and all the apples were gone, and it was looking like this. So I've just been watering the heck out of it, but I'm guessing that's probably not what it is. Or maybe it is what it is. I don't know. We'll see. We gotta prune the dead stuff back. Maybe it'll come back. So we got our school garden here, drip irrigation, got a radish. It is August, so right now I just came through and I cleaned it all up. And so we had a bunch of other things like Mexican hat flower and sunflowers, cosmos, marigolds, all growing in here. And we pulled them out because we're gonna start planting for the fall when the kids actually start coming back in a few days. But right now we left some radish in there, some Swiss chard. Love Swiss chard, the different colors of it. You got a white variety, you got yellows, you got pinks, you got whites. Beautiful, beautiful. We got a loofah gourd, and it produced plenty of loofahs. We're just gonna wait for those to dry out. It also has these beautiful giant yellow flowers that are great for pollinators. You can see the bees going in there. But yeah, those loofahs, they're gonna dry out. That's where the original loofah comes from. Dries out, you peel the skin off, and you're left with a spongy material with a ton of seeds that you can save for next year. And you just directly seed those wherever you want loofahs, and they'll be back throughout the summer. Super hardy plant. When the squashes, the little loofah gourds, are young, there are people who do eat them, so they are edible when they're young. But when they're this old, they're basically sponges at that point. Lots of sunflowers. Gonna have sunflowers all the time, every year. You let them go to seed, and they drop their seeds. Clean out these beds. Dove. Got grapevines growing over there. This is still the master gardener plot over here. We got crepe myrtles. We got zinnias. We got lantana. Got more Turk's cap. And then right over here is a cute little thing that the school does. This is their watermelon patch. This is from last winter. So in Texas, you're growing a lot of your root crops and your greens during the winter time. Cool season stuff. This is kohlrabi. Anybody know what this is? Some type of brassica. But the point is to let these go to seed, and then as a starting activity with kids, bring them out, save some seeds, and then plant these guys again, either directly or indirectly. Start them in a classroom under grow lights, and then transplant them when it starts cooling off. Alice Carlson, and then that's also the master gardener plot that we just looked at. So a lot of cool stuff going on. If you like that, you want to see more garden tours, or you want to see more stuff about gardening or foraging or whatever I do, please like and subscribe.